These are them? They're so small.
Funny, I said the same thing, actually.
You mean to tell me that the fate of the universe is placed in the hands of these children?
They're teenagers, somewhere between infancy and full maturity. It's hard to explain, really.
Show me the coins. The morphing grid is never wrong. If the power coins had returned to the ship with these teenagers, then these teenagers are the Power Rangers.
Okay, quick question. Did I just hear you say we're Power Rangers?
Yes, you are the Power Rangers. Any other questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Good.
Quiet on the set!
This is Michael Faulkner, and it is showtime at the March 21st, 2017 edition of the Weekly Podioplex. Brought to you on the Chronocrypt Network. This week's birthdays include Ursula Andress, the first official Bond girl from 1963's Dr. No, Freema Agyeman, Martha on Doctor Who, Sonequa Martin Green from The Walking Dead and the upcoming Star Trek Discovery, Timothy Dalton from Doctor Who, and of course, James Bond in the late 80s, Reese Witherspoon from Wild, Broadway's Andrew Lloyd Webber, Michelle Monaghan and Kerry Russell, both of the Mission Impossible movies, and Allison Hannigan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Starting with the box office reports, the tale as old as time still has legs. At number 10 is Before I Fall, down 4 from 6th. At number 9 is John Wick, Chapter 2, down 1 from 8th. At 8th is Hidden Figures, down 1 from 7th. In 7th is new release The Belko Experiment, debuting with $4.1 million and coming in 2nd all-time for studio BH Tilt Behind the Darkness. Audience scores were not available, but critics came in with a 46% rating. Finishing out this week's bottom 5 is the Lego Batman movie, down 1 from 5th. The top 5 this week begin with The Shack, down 1 from 4th with $6 million toward a $42.5 million total. In 4th place is Get Out, down 1 from 3rd with $13.4 million and a total of $133.3 million. In 3rd place is Logan, down 1 from 2nd with $17.8 million and a total of $184.3 million. In 2nd is last week's winner, Kong Skull Island, adding $27.8 million to a total of $109.1 million. And in 1st place this week is Beauty and the Beast, dancing into the hearts of audiences with $174.8 million. That's a summer performance for a March time slot, marking the top March opening ahead of Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, as well as the 7th largest domestic opening of all time ahead of Iron Man 3, and behind Captain America Civil War, Avengers Age of Ultron, The Avengers, Jurassic World, and Star Wars The Force Awakens. That's right, Disney now owns 6 of the top 7 opening weekends of all time. It's the largest opening for a PG-rated film ahead of Finding Dory, as well as the largest spring opening weekend, the 4th largest Saturday gross of all time, 6th largest Sunday gross, and 8th largest theater average for a wide opening release. And as if that was not enough, it became the top global and domestic PG-rated opener in IMAX. Internationally, Beauty and the Beast pulled in an estimated $180 million from 44 markets, reaching number 14 all-time with an estimated $350 million worldwide. In comparison with the rest of Disney's live-action remakes, it is the top performer, and with an A cinema score and a 70% critical reception, it will probably have legs to run for some time. I saw it this weekend and absolutely adored it. It paid excellent tribute to the 1993 animated classic, but it also strengthened many of those characters, especially Belle. Let's close out the box office report with the look who's winning in years gone by. 5 years ago in 2012, The Hunger Games took number 1 with $152.5 million. The Hunger Games broke Alice in Wonderland's records for the highest weekend debut in March, for a non-sequel, and for a spring release. It also broke the Twilight Saga New Moon's record for the highest weekend debut for a film featuring a female protagonist. 10 years ago in 2007, TMNT won the weekend with $24.3 million. 20 years ago in 1997, Liar Liar was the winner with $31.4 million. Liar Liar broke Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles record for the highest weekend debut in March and for the highest weekend debut for a spring release. 30 years ago in 1987, Lethal Weapon took the title for a third and final week with $6.3 million. And 40 years ago in 1977, Airport 77 took the box office crown for a second week with $3.1 million. The box office premieres for March 24th are going down Revival Road. This week's headliner is Power Rangers, a sci-fi action film starring Dacre Montgomery, Naomi Scott, and R.J. Tyler.
This must have been here for millions of years. I mean, look how the rock has grown around it.
I don't like this place.
Hey, guys. Check it out. Holy shh. What? Think there's aliens in here? Just be quiet, Zach.
It's so cold in here.
Jason, is this real? Like, are we really in a spaceship right now?
I think so. Just breathe, okay?
Okay. We're gonna be famous.
What's wrong with you?
Quiet. There's something here.
Whoa!
What was that?
A group of high school kids who are infused with unique superpowers harness their abilities in order to save the world. Power Rangers is rated PG-13. The second title is Chips, a crime comedy starring Michael Pena, Dax Shepard, and Jessica McNamee.
Oh my God, dude, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this.
Oh, don't
I
worry
thought
about
I was gonna have to call 911 or something.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Do you need water?
No, I don't need any water, but I gotta get into that bathtub. So
Bathtub.
if you could carry me over there.
Yeah, I can't do that.
What do you mean you can't do that?
Physically, I can do that, but I'm not gonna carry your naked into the tub. I mean, you got a curtain on.
You can't even lift me up and take me to the tub.
You know what? I'll drag you there, but I'm not gonna cradle you like a newborn, okay? I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, you're gonna drag me there.
Yeah.
Once you drag me there, you're gonna have to lift me up into the tub anyway. So just grab me and get it over
Fine,
with.
fine.
Oh, ow! God, you're hurting me, man.
Let's just get it over with. Come on.
I'm not gonna argue semantics with you. Oh my God, dude!
Hey, did you break anything?
No. Hey, man. Did I feel you faceplant into my pubic mound?
No. There was no contact, dude.
Are you sure? Because I could have swore I felt either your nose or your lips.
No, nothing touched, bro. Nothing touched.
Oh.
It might have been like a little bit of contact.
A rookie officer is teamed with a hardened pro at the California Highway Patrol, though the newbie soon learns his partner is really an undercover fed investigating a heist that may involve some crooked cops. Chips is rated R. And the third wide release is Life, a science fiction horror thriller starring Rebecca Ferguson, Ryan Reynolds, and Jake Gyllenhaal.
What's going on?
Miranda?
Nothing in that lab can malfunction.
It's on me.
Yeah, it's on you. You know, I know at least 5 guys back home who can do my job. Nobody can do yours except you. We don't know what it is. And you're in there and you're playing around with it like it's your buddy. I'm your buddy.
This will never be a controlled experiment. So let's all agree we made our first and last mistake.
An international space crew discovers life on Mars. And then the murders begin. Life is rated R. There are also 4 titles on this week's limited slate, and you can find those in the show notes. Next up is a look at the home entertainment slate for the week of March 21st, and I'll begin with new release on DVD and Blu-ray, and that list kicks off with Miss Sloane, a drama starring Jessica Chastain, Gugu Mbatha-Raw, and Mark Strong. An ambitious lobbyist faces off against a powerful gun lobby in an attempt to pass gun control legislation. Miss Sloane is rated R. Number 2 on that list is Sing, an animated musical comedy starring Matthew McConaughey, Reese Witherspoon, and Scarlett Johansson. A koala named Buster recruits his best friend to help him drum up business for his theater by hosting a singing competition. Sing is rated PG. And number 3 is Assassin's Creed, a sci-fi action film starring Michael Fassbender, Marion Cotillard, and Jeremy Irons. When Callum Lynch explores the memories of his ancestor Aguilar and gains the skills of a master assassin, he discovers he is a descendant of the secret assassin society. Assassin's Creed is rated PG-13. Swinging by new releases on digital video, I have one really big title there. That one is Rogue One, a Star Wars story. An action drama starring Felicity Jones, Diego Luna, and Riz Ahmed. Jyn Erso, a rebellion soldier and criminal, is about to experience her biggest challenge yet when Mon Mothma sets her out on a mission to steal the plans for the first Death Star. With help from the rebels, a master swordsman, and non-allied forces, Jyn will be in for something bigger than she thinks. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is rated PG-13. Moving right along to TV on DVD and Blu-ray, we start things there with Batman, the Brave and the Bold, Season 3 from 2011, starring Diedrich Bader, John DiMaggio, and James Arnold Taylor. Batman is not going at it alone this time. Our Capes Crusader is teamed up with heroes from across the DC universe, delivering non-stop action and adventure with a touch of comic relief. Blue Beetle, Green Arrow, Aquaman, and countless others will get a chance to uphold justice alongside Batman. Though still based in Gotham, Batman will frequently find himself outside city limits, facing situations that are both unfamiliar and exhilarating. With formidable foes around every corner, Batman will still rely on his stealth, resourcefulness, and limitless supply of cool gadgets to bring justice home. The other TV title this week is The Dick Van Dyke Show, now in living color. Spanning 1961 to 1966, starring Dick Van Dyke, Mary Tyler Moore, and Rose Marie. Welcome one of TV's funniest couples into your living room, now in color. Join Rob Petrie, a TV comedy writer, as he struggles with the ups and downs of work and home, aided and agitated by his lovely wife Laura and precocious son Richie. Adding to the fun are Rob's wisecracking co-workers Sally and Buddy, long-suffering producer Mel Cooley, and temperamental boss Alan Brady. This package contains 2 episodes of the show. That's My Boy, during which Rob and Laura host a dinner party with a few friends, and Rob recalls the hectic days after their son Richie was born, and Coast to Coast Big Mouth, where Laura Petrie blurts out a top secret on a national television quiz show about comedian Alan Brady's toupee. I'll wrap up the home entertainment slate with Blu-rays from the past, and this week I bring you one title, that's Lifeboat, a war drama from 1944 starring Tallulah Bankhead, William Bendix, and Walter Slezak. After their ship is sunk in the Atlantic by Germans, 8 people are stranded in a lifeboat. Their problems are further compounded when they pick up a 9th passenger, the Nazi captain from the U-boat that torpedoed them. With powerful suspense and emotion, this legendary Hitchcock classic reveals the strengths and frailties of individuals under extraordinary duress. Lifeboat is not rated. After this brief break for about a shameless podcast cross-promotion, the Weekly Podioplex will continue.
Hi, I'm Keith R.A. DeCandido, international best-selling and award-winning author of over 40 novels, as well as comic books, short stories, novellas, and more. I'm also an editor, currently hiring out through Creditorial, a musician, currently percussionist for the Boogie Nights, and a whole lot more. Hear me talk about my writing and my life, and also do readings from my work on my twice-monthly podcast, Dead Kitchen Radio, part of the Chronic Rift Network. For more information, go to chronicgriff.com or to deadkitchenradio.mevio.com.
And welcome back to the Weekly Podioplex. I'm Denise with your Quick Flicks. First up in Good Idea, Bad Idea, a movie theater chain is building playgrounds into theaters. Yes, you heard that right. A playground in a theater. The movie industry is on a never-ending quest to bring new ideas to customers to keep them coming back. Apparently, rewards cards, giveaways, alcohol, and assigned seating aren't enticing enough anymore. With streaming services becoming more and more prevalent, it's only a matter of time before we're paying a little extra a month to get Hollywood directly at home. Because of this, theater chains are looking for any possible way to keep people coming to the movies. For one chain, this means building a fully functioning jungle gym inside individual theaters. LA Times reports that Mexico-based theater chain Cinépolis will soon launch Cinépolis Jr. Inside select auditoriums, actual playgrounds will be built and featured for kids to play on during the movie. The chain hopes to charge an extra $3 for the experience, as they hope more families will come if the kids have more to do than just watch the movie. Cinépolis Jr. will make its US debut next week with Beauty and the Beast at the Pico Rivera and Vista locations in California. I mean, seriously? Look, okay, I don't mind kids at the theater. I go to kids' movies. I pay my ticket prices. I suffer through the guys getting bored and crying and whatnot, but the whole point of a movie is to go into a relatively quiet space to watch moving pictures on a screen. I'm not paying already ludicrous ticket prices to sit down in what amounts to be a darkened playground. I mean, who does that? Up next, Orson Welles' final film is to be released on Netflix. Yay! He's one of my favorites. I love The Shadow. It's the best. If you have Sirius XM radio, I highly suggest channel 148. It's awesome. Film buffs and fans of the writer, director, and actor Orson Welles know the legend of his uncompleted final work, The Other Side of the Wind. Shot in chunks between 1970 and 1976, the movie was meant to be a satiric look at the death of classic Hollywood and the rise of the 70s avant-garde. The story starred John Huston as an aging film director looking to make a comeback and featured a daring film within a film structure. Welles shot the movie in a number of different styles, utilizing different film stocks, which were all going to be cut together into an experimental collage. Unfortunately, Welles died before he got a chance to complete his film. It seemed The Other Side of the Wind would forever remain another frustratingly mysterious part of the Welles legend, along with the unproduced Heart of Darkness and his never-realized director's cut of The Magnificent Ambersons. That isn't to say efforts haven't been made to dive into the 1,083 reels of Other Side of the Wind. They have. And after a long road through legal morass, including battles with Welles' partner and co-writer Oja Kodar, the world is finally getting a chance to see an assembled version of the lost film. Wellsnet reports via Screen Crush that Netflix jumped on board and agreed to release the film, and that the streaming service has even commissioned a 35mm print for possible theatrical screening. Wellsnet says, according to producer Philip Jyn Erso, all of Welles' footage has been sent to LA to be mastered in 4K by Technicolor. Erso talked about the culmination of his long quest to get The Other Side of the Wind finished and released. Everything is signed. All of the deals are fully closed. Both the Netflix deal and all of the rights deals. Everything we have done for the past year and a half has been grueling, but that's finally over, and now we get to be creative and finally bring his film to life. Editing of the film will be overseen by Orson Welles' friend and fellow filmmaker Peter Bogdanovich, who promised the legendary director on his deathbed he would complete the movie. Obviously, we'll never know if the finished product will truly be the movie Orson Welles meant to show the world, but the fact that we get the movie at all is nothing short of a miracle. In more movie news, the engineers didn't create the Xenomorphs. When Ridley Scott's Alien first released in 1979, the franchise scared the crap out of everybody, including me. Although I'm not old enough to have seen it in 1979, I think I saw it when I was 22, I want to say. Anyway, It was a visceral horror film with a science fiction aesthetic. It was gritty and had a relatively simple premise, which was executed masterfully, earning it instant critical acclaim. The franchise built upon this success by expanding its scope, ratcheting up the action spectacle and horror by militarizing the core dynamic in James Cameron's Aliens. Prometheus helped broaden that scope even further by asking questions about the very nature of creation, and also scaring the crap out of people, namely me. I still have nightmares about that movie. Now, Alien Covenant is looking to fuse the two halves of the franchise in more ways than one, by splattering the screen with gore while simultaneously expanding on the complex mythology of its eponymous creature and finally answering where they came from. Prometheus suggested that the xenomorph was at least in part a creation of the mysterious engineers. Ridley Scott says no. In an interview with Collider, Ridley discussed the nature of Alien Covenant and why now it's the right time to answer a question that's bugged fans for over 30 years. He says, "It shouldn't have really ended, so we've come back with a very simple idea. Who made them? Alien was just about there it is, it exists, and this is what it is. So we've reinvented the idea of Alien, I think, which is that Covenant gets us a step closer to who and why was this thing designed to make human beings. And if you think it's them, the engineers, you're dead wrong." Ridley hints that the new film will bring audiences one step closer to understanding the nature of the creatures, hinting that they will not receive all the answers this time around. And with the sequel to Covenant already written, it seems likely this core question will straddle the two movies. Frustrating, yes, but there are already rumors about the evolutionary chain linking humans, the engineers, and the xenomorphs. As if I needed more nightmares in my life. In the Marvel Universe, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is happening, and so is Legion Season 2. I seriously have a backlog of TV to watch, guys. It's disgusting. I still haven't made it all the way through Vikings yet because college ate my soul and I'm still trying to get it back. Director James Gunn is in the final stages of post-production on Guardians Volume 2, and early screenings have already netted it a perfect audience score. The excitement is real, you guys. There has previously been little doubt that Volume 3 would happen, but now Gunn is confirming it and trying to figure out his role. He spoke to Complex about his latest writing project, The Belko Experiment, and when he was asked about the conclusion to his trilogy, he said, "There will be a Guardians 3, that's for sure. We're trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, really. That's all it is. I got to figure out where I want to be, what I want to spend the next 3 years of my life doing. You know, I'm going to make another big movie. Is it The Guardians or something else? I'm just going to figure it out over the next couple of weeks." Given the scale of the projects and the grueling hours, it's no wonder Gunn is unsure of whether he wants to be there for a third movie. He has ideas mapped well past the first film, and Kevin Feige has made it clear that Guardians will be a big part of the MCU moving forward, even indicating Volume 3 will be one of the first films of Phase 4. No one wants to see Gunn leave at this point, so here's hoping he gets some much-needed rest after Volume 2 and comes back for Volume 3. The FX series Legion has been met with near-universal acclaim. Creator Noah Hawley has crafted a cerebral and visually stunning character study that, oh by the way, just happens to involve mutants. I really need to watch this show. I'm ashamed of myself, you can't even imagine. The show is being hailed as one of the best TV superhero shows ever, and while viewers debate what's real and what's in David Haller's head, what is real is the show's renewal for a second season. Yay! Okay, you guys, that's it for Quick Flicks this week. I'll see you guys next time on the Weekly Podioplex.
Thank you, Denise. And here we are once again at the end of the new edition of the Weekly Podioplex. If you want to discuss anything you heard on this week's edition, please take a moment to get in touch. You can surf on over to the brand new homepage at chronicgriff.com and leave an audio message right there on the website using your microphone, or you can write to weeklypodioplex at gmail.com. Of course, you can still tweet us on Twitter. The Chronic Rift is chronic_rift. The Weekly Podioplex is Weekly Podioplex. Denise is Riley, James, Keith. And I am Womprat99, like the creature Luke Bullseye is T16 in Beggar's Canyon. You can give the Chronic Rift a thumbs up on Stitcher Radio, leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, and you can find the Weekly Podioplex and the Chronic Rift on Facebook and Google+. Take a moment, stop on by, and see what other shows the Chronic Rift Network has to offer. We have Cyborgs, a Bionic podcast, the Batcave podcast, the OSI Files podcast, the G2V podcast, Generations Geek, presenting the transcription feature, the Dan and Travis Show, the Sci-Fi Diner podcast, Doctor Who and Mr. Drew, and so much more. If you have a Roku player, you can also find us there on the Chronic Riffs Roku channel, where you can find episodes of the Chronic Riffs Adventures in the 1990s when it was a public access television show on the New York City airwaves. Check us out and find the culture in pop culture. If you're interested in more of my adventures, take a quick trip to my blog, Creative Criticality, where I'm watching every episode of Doctor Who for the first time from the very beginning of the franchise and reviewing those tales in the Timestamps Project. Right now, the blog is coming up on the end of the 17th season with the adventures of the 4th Doctor and the Time Lady Romana. In fact, Horns of Nimon, people. I have watched Horns of Nimon just for you. Those reviews can be found at creativecriticality.wordpress.com, and you can also find Creative Criticality on Facebook. Denise can also be found on the internet at Accessories Not Included, where she talks about her writing, reviews books, and offers her services as a cover designer. Check her out at accessoriesnotincluded.com. If you decide to pick up any of this week's new releases, why not do it through our Amazon store? You get the newest entertainment at Amazon's low prices and high-quality service, and each purchase you make at that store supports the Chronic Riff Network. Your support keeps us on the air, and we appreciate your consideration. Look for the links to our best bets and the network store in our show notes, or click the Amazon box on the website. The Weekly Podioplex is a Lucky Shot production and is produced by John S. Drew. On behalf of Denise and John, this is Michael Faulkner. Thanks for listening. Until next time, there are adventures and drama, comedy and action, worlds to explore in the depths of film. Get some popcorn, find your favorite seat, and I'll see you at the theater.